Well, one thing that just occurred to me as we were talking about empathy is that it would be worth making a connection between what happens in an empathic encounter and what happens in meditation. They both have to do with boundary alteration. If you're my client and you're telling me what's been going on with you, and I do a good job of empathically capturing the essence of that for you, so that you're then agreeing with what I say. And that's what I'm looking for. I'm going to make a statement. Do you agree with me? If you disagree, then correct me. And then I'm going to say something and you agree with that. Then what you have is your experience, your description of your experience, and my translation of that description of your experience back to you. And if all of those are in keeping with one another, if they're all in sync, then the boundary between my translation of your description of your experience dissolves. You're hearing coming back from me a version of what you've been feeling and you're describing that resonates with you. When that boundary dissolves between my empathic characterizations and your descriptions of your experience, when that boundary dissolves, the boundary between you and I dissolves. And that allows you, in my vernacular, to feel more of one mind, that we are connected in an intimate way. What we talked about a few minutes ago with meditation is that if you're following your breath and you're managing to, your awareness of breathing in is matching the breathing in, then the boundary between your awareness and your experience dissolves, and you feel this flow experience with yourself. So the reason I talk so extensively about empathy in a book on hypnotherapy is that what you're doing as a hypnotherapist, but also just as a regular therapist, if you're working in this very close, intimate, empathic way, is you're managing to dissolve the boundary between the other person and you, such that you, for them, become an insider rather than an outsider.
Mm-hmm.
You're not this white-coated expert with his or her arms crossed, offering judgment and advice. You're an insider in the trenches with them, and this makes it possible for you to offer possibilities for them to head in different directions that they don't have to scrutinize in the same way they would if they didn't trust you. You earn their trust, and your offerings have the quality of experience bubbling up from within their being, rather than as these outside distinct nuggets of good ideas. And it becomes much easier for them to then entertain them and bring them into some sort of interesting realization. And that's what happens within a hypnotic relationship, is you're, back to that word facilitation, you're facilitating a relationship between you and the person such that they're not having to protect themselves from you. They feel trusting of you and feel in sync with you, such that when you offer a suggestion for an altered experience, it can bubble up instead of having to be implemented on purpose. And that makes it possible then for these problematic behaviors or feelings or thoughts or whatever it happens to be to start shifting avolitionally without an effort to control them, but through an intimate connection with them.